Hello everybody. Well, it is Friday night that can only mean one thing. It's time for some dorfing and for some chilling. I hope you all had a great week. Thank you, Harry, by the way, for accepting the role of moderator. Everybody, please welcome our newest member of the mod team. Just so that we have a backup, so that LT Bago does not feel he has to come to every stream, although it is much appreciated. Hello, Matcha Catcher. Welcome in as always. Thank you for being here, and thank you for that little poll you did on Discord, Matcha, about what entrance Blowhide should have. That's actually quite a good idea, Matcha, and I'm disappointed I didn't think of it myself, so thank you for that. Welcome. Thank you, Harry, for redeeming your flower. Welcome, Elfie. Thank you for redeeming a corky-fruited water droplet. Definitely my favourite flower name. Thank you also, Odin Orta, for the follow. Followed literally like 1 minute before I went live. So if you're watching, welcome, and I hope you enjoy my content. Thank you, LT Bago, for redeeming a marsh marigold. Hello, Few. Hope you are well. I don't know if you've seen my Flower of the Day redeem before, but for a mere 10 channel points per stream, you can start building your own wildflower garden, if that is something you would like to do. Tibago says, I'm on mobile, this sucks. How do people watch like this? I use the Twitch mobile app quite a lot. I use it when I'm at work to lurk in people's streams. It's not brilliant. I don't like watching things on a tiny screen is the main problem. I think apart from that, it's not that bad. The main problem with it is that subscribing costs 20% more because the App Store taking their cut. So don't subscribe or buy bits on mobile would be my advice. But yes, sorry to hear, Tibago, about the flooding problems you're having. I believe it's not your apartment that's flooded, it's like the lower floors of where you are living. Yeah, sorry to hear about that and hope it's all resolved soon. We have been having an awful lot of rain here in the UK recently. Especially on the west coast, which is where both me and Tibago are. Few says, why did you write it in 3 measures of 3? Probably because he's on mobile and that like fitting it on the screen. I don't know. Matcha Catcher says there's now some random cable in the back. I have removed the random cable in the back. Few says, no, I prefer collecting fish or birds or sharks or snakes. Okay. I am a botanist, so I'm afraid I can't offer you anything other than plants. So apologies for that. I'm sure there are bird experts out there on Twitch doing bird-themed streams. You're talking about the opening theme. Okay, so why does my stream start music consist of 3 measures of 3/4? Well, actually, it doesn't. I think it's written as 1 measure of 9/4, although that's perhaps not a real time signature. It's a while since I looked at the sheet music for this, to be honest. did in fact write it as 9.4. I save a PDF of this somewhere. Yeah. You can't really... let me... there. This is it in MuseScore. And you can see it is actually one bar of 9.4. And it's a 9-beat pattern that repeats over and over. But as to why it's that rhythm, I just thought it sounded nice, to be honest. There's no deeper reason than that. Few says, where is my blunt nose 7-gill shark? I don't have a blunt nose 7-gill shark, Few. However, if you want a shark, I do have one. I don't know what species blowhigh is actually based on. Whether it's based on a real species or if it's just generically a blue shark. Tibago says, it was a water main in the basement. Main electric panel got soaked, so the building has no water, no power, and right now you can't even enter. Fun times. Oh dear. I am very sorry to hear that, Tibago. I hope you are safe somewhere. And obviously, you don't have to be here if you if you need to save your phone battery or whatever. As you see, I have made Harry a mod, so you don't need to worry about that. Few says 9.4 is real. I saw a lot worse. Yes. Well, as I say, I like the rhythm of it. It's not like a 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 though. It's more like just 9 beats and then another 9 beats. Like there isn't stress on every third beat. He says, I have MuseScore, contrabass flute. Well, I mean, it's, apart from the piano, it is basically a wind arrangement. And I felt like the bass flute wasn't really deep enough, if that makes sense. So I have this, I don't know if you can hear that. The bass line, yeah, is done with a contrabass flute. Depends on your speakers. I mean, Tibago won't be able to hear it on his phone. But I realise it's not a very practical or widespread instrument. But that doesn't matter because it's not a real orchestra playing this. It's just me on my computer, so I'm free to choose what instruments sound nice, even if they're obscure. Few says, play some contrabass flute. Well, I don't have one. I don't have one in my house. Have you seen a real one? They have a cart to push it around. So I've seen videos of them. I don't think, because I did used to play in an orchestra when I was much younger. I don't think I ever saw one there. Certainly none of the members of my orchestra had one. Anyway, shall we get started with our game, which, as usual, on Fridays is going to be Dwarf Romantic. Let me just get that set up. So we are continuing on our quest to 1 million points. Last week we stopped at 888,880. For those interested in the stats, we have now placed over 10,000 tiles, 95.8% perfect. I think we went up another 0.1% on the perfects last time. And yeah, I am aiming to get to 1 million before I stop doing Friday streams for the summer, because I'll be doing fieldwork Friday evenings. And that's about another month away. I think it'll be 4 streams after this one. So today I probably want to get to about 910,000 if I can. And then, well, I was 22,500 per stream, that works out as. But yeah, and then get to 1 million over the next month is the idea. This is also the last week of the month. So I am halfway through a monthly mode challenge as well. So if we get to 910,000 and have a little bit of time left, we will switch over to that. But for now, we will resume. Oh, okay. Even though I had it loaded, it's going to load it again. While that's going on, I'm going to move my face cam back over to the other side because this is Dorf, and the tiles are on this side of the screen, so can't be having my face cam there. Tibago says, I am safe in a hotel. I saw it coming, so could pack a bag. We'll find out more on Tuesday because Easter weekend was the best possible time for this. Yeah, it's kind of ruined your Easter weekend. My Easter weekend is going to be a bit of a mess as well. I was originally planning to do extra streams over the Easter weekend because obviously I was off work today and Monday. However, both my mother and my brother were in hospital yesterday and this morning, so wasn't really in a position to do a stream. And I'm probably not going to do on Monday either, so it's just going to be the usual Friday, Saturday, Sunday streams. Anyway, let's get started on the dorfing. I will be pausing at 890,890 for the benefit of any Colo viewers who might want to spam a certain emote at that number. No, don't worry at all, LT Bago. I believe they're okay, yes. I haven't really been able to speak to them much. It was a bit weird to have them both show up to the same hospital at the same time for different reasons, without having told each other first. Magic Catcher has redeemed Blow High.
McKay Catcher just redeemed Blow High for 300 points.
Thank you. Text to speech for clarifying that. Right, as per the Discord poll, probably need to go full screen for this. I'll be back in a moment.
Redeemed show outfit for 300 points.
As per the result of the Discord poll, I have balanced very high on my head. So outfit. I'm glad that option won, because one of the other options was allowing Pro Stoic to eat it, which is obviously not going to happen. Blow High is much too precious for that. No, T-Bago, don't get any ideas. Okay. Well, yes, I suppose that's something we could do every week, Matcha, but we might run out of ways to enter a room holding a shark. I feel like in the 6 months or so that I've had that option, I've already done most of them. Right, let's switch back to the game. But thank you both for those redeems. This is not a new outfit. I am going to be getting some new outfits, but it's one of those things that I have to require some planning. Right, there's no way I'm ever going to get 1020 on this quest, so I'm just going to fail it immediately. Because that's easier, and then the sooner you fail a quest, the sooner the game will give you a new quest, which is something I want in this case. Hello, Joe Adultman. Thank you very much for redeeming a Brooklime as your flower of the day, and I hope you're doing well. And also Ren. Fellow dwarf lovers, says Ren. Yes, there are lots of dwarf lovers here. Thank you also for redeeming your flower of the day. Apologies. The bot doesn't actually seem to have given it to you, so let me just fix that quickly. Then have a pig nut. Few asks, WTF is that Nebraska? Presumably referring to this section of my map, which is nothing but endless fields. No, it's not square enough to be Nebraska. The American plains are all divided into squares, whereas this game is hexagon based. But yeah, apart from that, it's not far off. Few asks, is that Amazon River? Presumably referring to this part of the map. Which, I don't know. It's not really a single river, so I'd say probably not. I have had people tell me it looks like a pizza, actually. Like this part is cheese and tomato, this is cheese, and then somebody's put spinach on this part, or something like that. Yeah, the bot gets confused. Matcha if too many people are messaging at once. Can I finally fill this in? No, I can't. Never mind. Yeah, that's true actually, Few. The water part does look like Louisiana. You're quite right there. Hello, Pleblu. Thank you for redeeming a primrose as your fourth flower of the day. Pleblu asks, are we shrimping, folks? Yeah, okay. Quick posture check for everybody watching, including me. Thank you, Pleblu, for your continued devotion to making sure we all have good posture. I'm going to put this here because there is a chance we can actually finish it. Maybe. Interesting. Is anybody hearing the game music, or is that not working? Why is that? About there, we usually have it. Okay. Sorry about that. As always, let me know if the volume is good or not good, or bad. Ren asks, are there piranhas in the rivers? I don't believe so. At least it doesn't animate them being there. There are boats and there are beavers. But there are not piranhas as far as I'm aware. Hugh says, I only get no cheese. In relation to pizza, I assume. Yeah, I usually have cheese on pizzas because it's easier. So my favourite flavour of pizza is ham and pineapple, and whenever I tell anyone that, they seem to get irrationally annoyed with me, so I tend to just have whatever. Do that. Boats and Beavers, the new alternative to Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, not sure about that one. Ren says, whoa, memory unlocked. In elementary school music class, we had a music teacher that sang Where is Posture to the tune of Frere Jacques. Sounds like an interesting class, for sure. Light blue icing for apple pizza. Yes, that is a point for you. The pizza theme. I mean, I think it was more obvious when I started the map because it does from the middle. It does sort of come out in wedges. The pizza theme sort of breaks down when you get to the blue section. You could say the brown was barbecue sauce, but yeah, I'm not sure I'd eat a pizza if it looked like this. Few says WTF bad flavour. Presumably in response to me liking pineapple on pizzas. Yeah, everybody's entitled to their own food preferences. And yeah, I mean, I'm transgender. You think I'm going to let someone else tell me what flavours of pizza I'm allowed to like? You're very much mistaken. My desire for individuality goes much deeper than that. Matcha Catcher says the chat is typically above you. No, the chat is very much beneath me. I feel in my stream. Yes, I know what you mean, Matcha. Let me fix that. There we go. Okay. Hello, chat. To quote Phil Ken Seben, multiple entendre. Yes, exactly, Ren. I have all this area for this type of tile, and yet none of these actually fit anywhere. Okay, that sort of works. We need to play faster than this if we're going to get to 1 million by the end of next month. LT Bago says, normally Degen Tibago would say some step on me line, but Tibago tries to be a good chatter in friend stream. Well, yeah. Emma does not wish to step on anyone. If that's okay. If that's okay with you. That is not something that Emma does. I can't speak for the rest of my viewers. I keep forgetting about this stupid railway. I'm not going to put 602 rails here. It's nowhere near the rest of the rails. Not with that attitude you aren't the rail, that is. Well, yeah. No, honestly, if I started that now, I think I would get to 1 million points before I finished that railway. There's not much point starting something now if I'm not going to finish it before I get to 1 million points, because I don't really intend to play this map after that. I will still come back to Dorf every so often for a monthly challenge, but that's probably enough classic mode Dorfing. I've already spent, how long is it? 84 hours on this map. Probably enough hours. There are plenty of other games out there, including my growing backlog of viewer requests, which I do need to actually start playing at some point. I don't want people to get disheartened and stop requesting things because I'm not playing them. Nope. Yeah, that'll do. Then this next one here we can put there. Brief detour to get rid of these houses. Really sure where any of these rivers are going, to be honest. everybody. One of my favourite moments in Dorf. Always satisfying when you get 7 perfect tiles at once like that. Still waiting for this piece as well, by the way. I'm sure it'll come soon. I'm sure our patience will be rewarded one day. Joe Adultman says, "You're so fast." What, at playing Dorf? I mean, this isn't particularly fast. I don't know if you have seen our good friend Ophelia6277 and her Dorf streams, but she is famously slow. So, in comparison, yes, I'm quite fast. But I'm still taking my time to think where to play it each time. Like, I could play a lot faster than this, but especially with this many tiles. But I would rather make a nice, neat Dorf if I can. I do happen to have 3 out of the 4 world records for Dorf speedruns. So I suppose I am objectively fast, but that was playing much faster than I am at the moment. Speaking of which, I probably should do some more Dorf speedruns at some point. They were quite fun. It's more impressive than it sounds. Less impressive. It's less impressive than it sounds, Joe, because only about 4 people have actually done speedruns of it. So saying I have the world record is like Hello, Moraconda. First of all, how lovely to see you here. And secondly, yes, I know you're a speedrunner yourself. Crypt of the Necro Dancer is one of your favourite games, I believe. Yes, so this game has 4 speedrun categories, which are just start a new world in classic mode and get to a certain point total as fast as you can. Either 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 or 25,000. And yeah, it is on speedrun.com. There are leaderboards for it. It's not really designed to be played as a speed game, but then that's true of a lot of speedrun games. The game itself has built-in high score leaderboards, but not speed ones. I'm just getting the speedrun.com page up to show everyone. Here we go. So the 2,000 point category, there is me in second place with 43 seconds. The guy in first place, by their own admission, did get a very lucky seed to get that 31-second time. That is a very, very strong time, and I haven't ever been able to get anywhere near it, as you can see. But in the other categories, I am first place in the 5,000 point category. First place in the 10,000 point category, and I am the only person to have ever submitted a run for 25,000, so I can't really say whether that's a fast time or not. It's actually quite difficult to get to 25,000 points while playing fast. It's easy to game over by that point if you're not thinking hard about your perfect placements. I was actually lucky to get this time. I was like 2 tiles off of losing before I got to 25,000 points. So yeah, I imagine that time will sit around for a while, possibly forever, because no one else is going to try. But yeah, for anyone out there who likes to speedrun obscure games, I encourage you to give it a try. It would be great to have more competition in the Dorf speedrun scene. Matcha Catcher says the R in Gurchi means records. Without the R, is it pronounced like Gucky or Gucci? To be honest, I haven't considered how to pronounce my name if you take random letters out of it. Yeah, it's not the most pleasant word ever, is it? But yes, lovely to have you here, Morikonda. I do like the fact that we mentioned speedruns and it just sort of summoned you here. I'm guessing you were lurking, and then you heard the word speedrun, and you were like, "Aha! This is relevant to my interests." Because that's how Morikonda talks, isn't it? No, you're quite right. I shouldn't call you out like that. I should say, everybody go follow Morikonda. They don't stream that much. Sorry, I should use right pronouns. She doesn't stream that much. And it tends to be for restreaming for the purposes of being on someone else's. Hosting for the purpose of being restreamed by someone else. But she was doing a Balatro speedrun the other day, which was nice. Still haven't played Balatro myself, but I do like the look of it, and it seems to be very popular, so I'm definitely going to be checking it out at some point. Not necessarily on stream, but some way, somehow, I will be looking at it. Okay. Right. Remind me when we get to 898,000. I'm going to try and stop at 8989 for the benefit of any colo viewers. LT Bago says, I caught a few Necromancer streams. I have no idea what's going on, but it looks cool. Yeah, it's like a rhythm game. Assuming you're referring to Mora's streams. Crypt of the Necro Dancer. It's like a rhythm game that's also like fighting monsters in a dungeon. I've never actually played it myself, but it looks really cool. And Mora is very good at it. Keep leaving these holes, but I'm sure I'll be able to fill them in some way. Nope, still the wrong. Auto-correcting Necrodancer to Necromancer. Yes, oh, yes. The game's title is obviously a pun. Oops. Ren says, I enjoyed Cadence of Hyrule, but found it difficult. Okay. I've not actually seen that one. Going to have to start checking out that type of game a bit more, I think. I've never really played rhythm games because I don't have rhythm. But then it's not a traditional rhythm game. There must be somewhere I need this piece. When your dwarf map gets this big, it's like 90% hunting for where to put the piece. Very little actual gameplay occurs. Part of the problem is when the map's this big, it takes a significant amount of time just to scroll to the right part of the screen to place the tile. building up an awful lot of forest quests here now. Gonna take a while to get through all of these. Have you ascended to Sneven yet, or still snare-weighing? Yes, as Harry says, we are at 78%. We have been trying to do the ascent together, all three of us, myself, Harry and Ophelia. Even though Ophelia has already done it once, she is doing it again. For anyone who's never played Snail Simulator, the Snareway to Sneven requires you to spend 46 hours going in the same direction with your snail. So it's good to have some company along the way. So yes, we only do it when all three of us are available. We are at 78%. And hopefully sometime next week I reach Sneven. A petition to make it an even 50 hours. To be honest, it's quite far enough as it is. Speaking of, our favourite snail herself is here. Hello, Ophelia. Thank you for redeeming a water mint as your flower of the day. And also, sorry, Liari, I missed your message there. Hello, Liari, and thank you for redeeming a heath milkwood as your flower of the day. Yes, Ophelia, as far as I know, the only person crazy enough to do the snare way twice. The slow way, and people have tried to do it the fast way. I know you haven't been feeling too good today, Ophelia, so I hope you are okay, and if you have to drop off early, that's fine, we don't mind. Okay, Can I pick up this tree? There we go. Let me do a quick shout out to Ophelia, who is also a Dorf romantic. Big fan of this game. Making good progress on her own big Dorf. Over 180,000 points now, I think. Yes, we have welcomed a second member of the mod team. Not that this channel really needs moderation. Everybody is very well behaved normally. It's just good to have somebody around, and I don't want LT Bagger to feel he always has to be here. Few says I can fix. Yeah, I mean, Few is probably one of the few reasons why it's probably a good idea for me to have moderators. I wouldn't actually need a mod to ban Few if he started misbehaving. I can just take his VIP away because he's globally banned on Twitch, so you can't talk in here without VIP. Well, it's your own fault, Few. I don't know what you did to get globally banned, but you did something, clearly. Nothing? I mean, it sounds unlikely, to be honest. I realise Twitch can be a bit unreasonable with their bans at times, but, you know. Twitch support gave no reason. Okay. Ah, we finally completed a railway quest. Yes, Ophelia Harry is a very good mod. I agree. He has been a mod of your channel for a while now, I think. But yes, I don't know if you were here at the start, Ophelia, but we started at 8888880 points. We will be doing a quick stop at 8989 for the benefit of Colo supporters. They have no obligation to give a reason. It's very difficult to get globally muted. Must have said gamer words or something. Well, yes. This is the unfortunate consequence of trying to play Scrabble on Twitch is the organisation that decides the Scrabble dictionary has removed words that they consider to be offensive. And Twitch also has a list of words that they consider to be offensive. But they differ in their opinions of which words those are. So there are words that are in the Scrabble dictionary and you can play in Scrabble. But if you say them on stream, you'll get banned. So, you know, you can imagine the difficulty of trying to cast a Scrabble tournament if somebody were to play one of those words. You'd have to sort of immediately end the stream. Yeah, and you made a list of them. So, yeah, you can see the problem. I suspect Few is globally banned for not saying those words, but typing them into streams. Because Few runs a second channel called Infinity Words, which has like a 24/7 anagram game going, And so at some point he has typed in every word in the Scrabble dictionary in order to play this anagramming game, which of course includes the words that Twitch don't like. I was just testing the sensor. This is the problem. Twitch aren't going to see a difference between testing the sensor versus just saying the bad words, and I realise they should take context into account, but I don't think they will. Ophelia says, I was here at the end of your last Dorf stream, so I've seen that number. 89, 89, 89 would be pretty awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, the last digit always has to be a 0. So I can't quite get 89, 89, 89, but I'll get as close as I can. And yeah, that emote there that Ophelia is showing off, it's a bit of an in-joke. For a community that most of you aren't even in, but quite a few of my viewers do watch Colo, and if they've watched her for long enough, they will know about the 89 thing. Few asks, are there pieces you will never get? Yes, there are pieces that the game will never generate. Like water on just one side isn't a possibility. When I leave a space, I try to leave a space that is a piece that can be generated. But I don't always manage that. Having said that, some of the pieces come up quite frequently and some of them are very, very rare. Any piece that... Let me actually go here instead. Any piece that only has one type of terrain on it apart from blank, so a tile that's only house or only forest, is quite likely to come up. Once you get into the tiles with 2 different things on, they're much less likely to come up. And all 3 is even less likely that any particular combination will come up. So yeah, if you are good at this game, then you will plan any gaps you leave to only have 1 or at most 2 types of terrain around them to make them easier to fill. And speaking of being good at this game, welcome in, Luke. Hope you are having a good week. And yes, Luke is very, very good at this game. He has the #1 spot on the leaderboard for hard mode. The only person ever, I believe, to have done an endless 100% perfect hard mode run. And yes, if you watch his streams, which I encourage you to do, you will see many examples of thinking about what gaps you're, like not doing this where I've left 3 different types of terrain around this tile, which is going to be very difficult to fill, and instead doing things like this. This is a much easier gap to fill because you just need a piece with 2 houses on, which comes up a lot. Let me quickly shout out Luke Ainsworth, another excellent streamer who, as I say, often plays Dorf, does not exclusively play Dorf. But if you want to see high-level Dorf gameplay, then you should go there. And if you want to see cozy, moderately paced Dorf gameplay, you should go to Ophelia's stream. Ooh, does this fit here? Oh, not quite. Also, there's no way I'm completing this quest. Hello, Luke. Lovely to have you here. This is a good example of what not to do. This tile is very much out of place. Unfortunately, it was a pre-placed quest tile, so I had no choice. It's now going to be very difficult to surround, even if I don't complete the quest, which I won't be. Right, let's make sure we don't go over 8989 here. Need to be careful. Luke says, oh, pre-placed quest tiles. Sometimes I forget that those ones exist because I haven't played classic mode for a long time. Yeah, so Luke got to like over 1 million points in classic mode with 100% perfect tiles, and then sort of decided classic mode was beneath them, and has since been playing hard mode and the monthly challenges. I have tried hard mode. My best score though is only about 30,000, whereas Luke's is hundreds of thousands. I might have a peek at the leaderboard at some point. See where Luke has got to now. Oh, this is a rail end piece. Sadly, I can't use it to end this rail here, which I would like to do. I can use it over here. I don't want to go any further with these rails. I think they're sort of going off in a direction I don't want to go. Luke says 30k is awesome in hard mode. I mean, you say that, Luke. I was quite pleased with it until I saw one of your hard mode maps. This is an awkward area. I somehow ended up leaving this huge gap, which I never planned to do, and now I have to try and fill it in, which means thinking very hard about what edges I leave exposed on these tiles. Luke says it took me a long time to understand the way you have to play in hard mode. Being fair, yes. As I mentioned, one of the important pieces of the strategy is when you leave. If you find yourself having to leave a hole, you should leave a hole that's easy to fill, which requires understanding the distribution of different types of tile in the game, which is something you only appreciate after you've played it for a while. Is this the right? Nope, still. I swear, every time I get one of these pieces, it's the mirror image one, not the one that I need here. It's really annoying. We'll get it one day, I'm sure. Ah, usually this is the most annoying type of tile in the game because it's so hard to use, but I actually have a good place for it. Right, let's keep a close eye on the score now. We need to score 50 points, which means we can't get any perfects. We need to just play like this. 10 points. There we go. That's the best we can do, I think. 89, 89, 0, 0. Oh wait, no, there's a 0 emote as well, isn't there? I forgot about that one. Yeah, I need to do what Harry did. Oh, no, I don't. No. I'm not rich enough to use that emote. That's Kolo's 5,000 bits emote, I believe. Yes. I can use the 89, but I can't use the 0. Oh well, it's close enough. And yeah, I would like to do 89, 89, 89, but you can't actually get anything other than 0 in the last digit. So the next milestone is going to be 900,000, which is actually very close now. I'm sure we'll sort out this mess I've made of the fields later. Because it's the only fields area, it is fairly easy to sort out the mess because it's just one type of tile. I do like that emote. Just the expression on Kolo's face in that emote. Luke, thank you so much for 34 bits split into an 8, a 9, an 8 and a 9. Does Kolo have a special alert if you cheer 89 bits? I know Ophelia has one if you cheer 6,277 bits. That's that's a bit much to expect. So she also has one if you cheer 6 plus 2 plus 7 plus 7 or 62 plus 77. Oh, you don't have one for the 677. Okay. I suppose nobody is likely to do that anyway. I think I should do something like that at some point, but I don't really have any numbers that are significant on my channel yet, so I don't want to be stealing numbers off of other streamers. I wouldn't mind to need one, but I doubt that would happen anytime soon. True. Well, it happened once. But that might be the only time it happens. Oh, don't worry about that, Ophelia. Yeah, you do not owe me anything. Not even for the gift subs that I bought you the last 2 months. You definitely do not owe anything to anyone. the end, it would only be a win-win situation for Twitch. Yeah, to be honest, streamers subscribing to each other is a bit of a silly concept anyway, because you're just sending money back and forth with Twitch taking half of it each time. So in the end, you both lose. The only person who wins is Jeff Bezos. But I will continue subscribing to Ophelia regardless, because her emotes are lovely and I like using them. There. It is worth it for the emotes. Few says, I subscribe to myself. You're not an affiliate, Few. So you can't. Your second channel, Infinity Words, is an affiliate. Do you subscribe to that? I have to say, it seems a bit pointless in your case because you don't have any emotes. So you'll get back half of the money you spent on your subscription, at least. So it's cheaper to subscribe to yourself than it is to subscribe to someone else. Oh, you used a Prime sub there. Ah, okay. So Amazon are paying you to subscribe to yourself. Well, it's not a complete cheat because you had to pay for Amazon Prime in the first place. But yeah, if you're already getting Prime for the free shipping, then you might as well use the free sub somewhere. You have gifted already subs to other accounts from yours. Ah, okay, Luke. Yes, I'm aware that Luke has alternate accounts. I believe that some of them are actually following me. Still can't fill in that gap. Oh, come on, there must be somewhere for this piece. I suppose here is alright. Bago is singing the Jeff Bezos song. Not sure you're allowed to sing that on Twitch. Maybe I should try to contribute to a quest with this time. Railways, who needs them? Try and connect this up to this somehow. Closely muted T-Bag going. If you're an affiliate, then Jeff Bezos is technically your employer, I suppose. But yeah. I still hate Amazon and its working practices. I will happily say so on stream, so, you know, I don't care. I do it because, you know, yes, there are other streaming services, but if I want to have people actually watch me, this is still the best way of doing that. None of the other services really come close. Okay, let's try and fix the mess we made here earlier. Also, 900,000 points, by the way. 90% of the way to 1,000,000. Thank you, Luke. Can I block off this river? Yeah, that works. Because this doesn't actually need to be a river here. I can block that off. Another forest quest. Some of the other services are run by arguably worse companies. Yes, you're quite right, T-Bago. I mean, Microsoft briefly had a streaming service which might have been okay if it caught on. Not that they're exactly saints themselves. I can't really say I refuse to use Microsoft software, so... how many forest quests do I actually have now? Not counting this one, which I'm never going to complete. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25 forest quests. Luke says, coming close to my hard mode run score with 921,000. Yes, it'll be interesting to see which of us gets to 1,000,000 first, but I suppose you've taken a break from your big hard mode dwarf to try and do a 100% hard mode dwarf. I'm sure you'll get to a million anyway at some point. I will not get... Ah, you're just playing on it now. Okay. Well, I'm not going to get to 921 today, but I'll try and at least get to like 910 if I can. I do also want to finish my current... well, there's another forest quest here. I forgot about that one. And here. And here. I have far too many forest quests. Yeah, I would like to finish my current monthly mode run before the end of the month. I've only managed to do 2 this month, and I am not very high on the leaderboard at all. I won't try and load this in again, but yeah, I'm like 400th or something on the leaderboard, which is pretty bad. Luke says, me either, only 2 ones. Yeah, you probably did better than me in your 2 though. Okay. I cannot find anywhere for this piece. So I guess we're starting a new row. There we go. It's not really a new row, I'd already started it over here. I do think it's interesting how Dwarf decides to assign quests, because, as I say, I've got all these forest quests, but if you look at water quests, for example, I've only got 6. House quests, I've only got 8, 9. Not counting the pre-placed ones. And field quests, I've only got 10. So it's like it really does want to give you forest quests more than any other type. Luke says this month you have to be quite patient, I won't play it again. Yes, I mean, I seem to do better on the smaller ones because I can sort of sit down and optimise it properly and then sort of plan ahead what I'm going to do. But then, you know, some people don't like those quests. They prefer the bigger ones where you actually have to, you know, use your normal skill at the game rather than just knowing what tile is going to come next. So I completely understand having a variety. Definitely people out there who prefer the bigger ones. Okay, I can fill this hole in at least. That's good. Still waiting for this piece. It's only like 3 forest pieces. I feel like I've had every other combination of 3 forest pieces, apart from the one I want. Aha! Right, we're halfway to filling in this hole. Just got to find this piece now, which is house, field, house, which does come up, but not often. To remember that these little gaps are here as well. Like next time I get a piece with just 3 forests on, I need to come back here and fill this in. It's easy to forget though. Is this one of the ones that I have a hole for? Can't remember now. Not quite. Almost. No, I don't actually need this specific piece. So, I'll go somewhere else. This is not a piece I wanted to see. I suppose here is alright. Keep checking now if any of these pieces belong in one of these holes. Thank you for the lurk, Luke. Enjoy the rest of your evening. LT Bago says, having to claim my bonus Emma points manually, like some sort of peasant. Ah, I see. LT Bago has some sort of plugin to automatically claim the bonus channel points from the little green icon that pops up. That explains why you have so many points, T-Bagger. Because your computer is getting them for you. Hello Piper, welcome in. Thank you for redeeming a Bell Heather. Is your flower of the day. woofing at me. Hope all are well. Some of us are well, some of us are less well. Tibago is currently in a hotel, having been evacuated from his house, so I'm sure he's had a better week, better weeks than this one. But I'm doing okay. I have some ill family members at the moment, and work is not super long hours now like it was a couple of weeks ago, but it's still pretty stressful. So I'm certainly glad that it's the weekend. I was very glad of today being a bank holiday and thus having a 4-day weekend. I definitely needed that. Piper says, just want to send some love in the round. Maybe this helps. Thank you, Piper. It does help. I'm so glad of your support being here in our stream. As always. As you can see, we are dorfing along nicely. 902,000 points now. Piper says today and Monday off and next week's on vacation. Yeah, I thought it worked the same in Germany as it does here. Extending it into a vacation is a good idea as well. I wasn't able to do that this year, but maybe in future I might be able to. Try to give some positive energy. Thank you. As a wise man once says. It is what it is. Yes, that's one of Piper's sound alerts on his channel. Speaking of Piper's channel, I should give you a shout out, really, shouldn't I? Let me do that. MacX Piper. If you follow, you will be greeted by a random sheep. And in addition to channel points, you can also save up sheeps to redeem for different things on the channel. Piper's streams are definitely a lot of fun. It will be getting better again. I'm glad to hear that, Piper. I don't want to put this here because I don't want a house in the field forest area. Otherwise it would fit nicely there. "13 different sheeps." And you have cows as well. Oh dear, this is... how can I possibly compete with this level of content creation? It's a farm, so gameplays I can sometimes do. Fair enough. one sheep, two sheep, red sheep, blue sheep, black sheep, blue sheep, old sheep, new sheep. I think you got two blue sheeps in there, Matcher, but thank you for that contribution. Tibago is from Wales, so yes. But you know, the stereotypes are not true. Not about Welsh nor about New Zealanders, who are unfortunately also on the receiving end of the same thing, and have an even larger sheep-to-person ratio than Wales. Cheap sheep, deep sheep, says Joe. One sheep, two sheep, red sheep, blue sheep, black sheep, blue sheep, old sheep, new sheep. Cheap sheep, deep sheep. Then what? We appear to be collaboratively writing a little sheep poem. Another forest quest. Let me just put it over here with the others. Piper says, I better lurk and look what my wife do. Be back later. Yes. Please do not neglect your significant others for the sake of Emma Stream. That is for sure. Another forest quest. Really, game? Really? Just going to give me... But then you don't give me enough trees to actually finish any of the quests. Every time I get a tile that's just trees, it has a new quest attached to it. Decide if I want to work on these water quests or these water quests. That one's 31. That one's 31. Okay, they're exactly the same distance away from being completed. I suppose we'll work on this one for a bit. Okay, I was hoping this would fit here, but it's wrong way round. Wrong way round for there as well. And the wrong way round for there. Yes, it is in fact the wrong way round for every one of these spots. Put it back where it was then. It'd be nice if Dorf had a redo button. So I don't have to scroll all the way over to undo my undo. Tibago asks, is there fungi in the book? No. Fungi are not considered plants by BSBI. They're not vascular plants. They are a separate kingdom. You have animals, plants, bacteria, fungi. Fungi are actually another top-level kingdom. They are incredibly interesting. But they're not something I know much about. But maybe in the autumn when they're actually out, I might do some segments about fungi because they are fascinating. But yeah, as far as the giant botany book is concerned, it is only plants. So no mosses. But anything else that's green and has leaves, probably in there. This is an awkward piece. Still need to think about how I'm going to close all this off as well. Might end up regretting some of my choices up there. I guess Tibago is thinking up a read from botany book redeem to do. Oops. We've actually made quite good progress today. I think I was talking a little less than I did in last week's stream, which I think had more talking in it than Dorf. We're going to have done nearly 20,000 points in 2 hours, which is pretty good. Piper says, I do something crazy now. I stop lurking and read a book. Okay. Well, you know, I approve of reading. That's certainly not a crazy thing to do. Thank you for joining us, Piper. As I say, enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope to see you again soon. Hello, Heron to Birds. Thank you for redeeming a lesser celandine as your flower of the day. I hope you had a good week. Hopefully this weekend is a little less hectic than last weekend for you. Thank you for letting us know that you were lurking. I always appreciate the lurkers. And may you continue to lurk for many more streams. Ooh, a field quest. I haven't had one of them in a while. We might be doing a botany redeem in just a few minutes, Heron to Birds, if you wanted to stick around for that. I don't know if were you going to stream tonight? You usually do on a Friday.
Just redeemed read from Botany book for 1,000 points. Stinking Iris, Gladden, Glagwin Iris, roast beef plant.
Thank you, Debago, for redeeming Stinking Iris. Lovely name. Yes, I realised that would be hard. You'd have had to go and look up I mean, you don't have to put every common name in your redeem. I can always go and do it myself.
LT Bago just redeemed drink water for 100 points.
Especially when I have a screen. But I'm not going to bother with this quest because it's a fixed size one. I'm just going to try everything and probably get another forest quest instead.
LT Bago just redeemed stretch for 100 points.
Thank you for redeeming drink water and stretch as we pass 905,000 points. That's probably a good place to pause. Let me just find somewhere for this tile, and then I will be right with you. This is the only neat edge in my whole dwarf now. I tried to keep the edges neat. This is the only one that I've actually kept neat, because this is where I put all the empty tiles. Isn't even a place here for it. Ah, that works. Right. Stretchy time. Yes, crunches are happening. That is definitely true. Some of the crunches are actually my chair squeaking, not my back, I should point out. Okay, stretching has been done. Let's look up stinking iris, shall we? Need some WD-40. What, for the chair or for my joints? Not sure if that would work. Okay. So there are two native irises that you are likely to see in the wild in the UK, which are the yellow iris and the stinking iris, both fairly common. There are many other irises that you might see as garden escapes. Yellow iris is found pretty much everywhere, but stinking iris I think is a bit more selective in where it grows. Let me get up a picture of it. Yellow iris, as the name suggests, is yellow. However, stinking iris is a sort of bluish purple colour and has very distinctive seed pods. So let me see if I can get up a picture of both the plant and its seed pod. Okay, that looks good. I want that button and that button. On the left we have the flower, on the right we have the seed pod. A perennial herb, highly tolerant of drought and shade, found in hedge banks and woods and on sheltered scrubby sea cliffs, mostly on calcareous substrates, so that's chalk and limestone. In many areas it is especially associated with churchyards and cemeteries. Reproduction is by bird dispersed seed, hence the berries, and rhizotomous extension, i.e. the roots will spread out and form new plants. Native in Britain and the Channel Islands, and a neophyte in Ireland. It's another one where the native range is unclear because it's also grown in gardens and it has escaped from gardens, so it's actually quite widespread outside of its native range. The book says the native range is much obscured by garden throughout, bird-sown escapes from cultivated stock, and deliberate introductions. It is treated as alien throughout Ireland, the Isle of Man, Scotland, and northern England, including much of the North Midlands. although the limits of its native range in Britain are now very obscure. It appears to be increasing steadily throughout Britain and Ireland, though interpretation of the extent of this is complicated by recording the species in marginally wild environments. Superficially, the data suggests some range expansion to northern Britain and also a population level increase within the native range, where many of the newly documented populations are suspected of having originated from garden sources. So it's not particularly under threat, it's not a declining native species. But whilst on paper it looks like it's growing, in range that is mostly due to humans growing it in their gardens or cultivating it in other ways. Hello, Izzy. Welcome in. Still not here at a different hotel this time. Well, thank you for joining us regardless, Izzy. And congratulations on finding a rare flower as your 40th flower of the day. A lizard orchid. That's very impressive, Izzy. Yes, there's quite a few people who have rare flowers now. So yes, stinking iris. The range is quite interesting and somewhat contentious. Tibago says that this was partly for the seed pods and partly for roast beef plant. So, yeah, once again, the common names of this plant are stinking iris, gladwin iris, roast beef plant, stinking gladwin. And the reason it is called roast beef plant is that the leaves are supposed to smell of roast beef. In my experience, the leaves smell of roast beef flavour crisps. They don't smell of actual roast beef. They smell of artificial roast beef flavouring. I don't know if they're used for that purpose. But that is my impression of the smell of this plant. It doesn't smell like actual roast beef. But yeah. That is stinking iris. Matches says they look like gumballs. Yeah, it's hard to get a sense of scale on here. The seeds are quite small. They're only like pea-sized. They are very distinctive, and these big, bright red and in big seed pods. Izzy says hi temporarily, folks. Any amount of time you're able to stop by, Izzy, is appreciated. Let's say that. I'm always encouraged in my streaming by all the different people that show up. Izzy says the chances of me getting flowers tomorrow or the day after are slim to nothing. I won't have any signal. Well, I'm sorry to hear, but that's fine. I know it's not your choice, Izzy, that you're not here, so it's still appreciated that you are here today. Luke, thank you for redeeming garlic mustard as your 4th flower of the day. Yes, Tibago is currently in a hotel because his apartment block is flooded. Izzy says Emma found another mod. Congrats, Harry. Yes, I decided it was probably best to have a second mod. Not that my channel really needs moderating. It's just good to have a backup. Have somebody here. The stinking iris, the distribution is quite interesting. Like what areas it's native and what areas it isn't are not really well known because there's so many of the plants found in the wild now are actually introductions. I'm just going to get up the atlas map, which has the native and non-native on it. This is one where they have tried to map native and non-native separately. Sometimes they give up and it's just black to say this is all we don't know. But on this one, yeah. That little area in North Wales is interesting. So it's native to most of southern and southwest England, the South Welsh coast and the North Welsh coast. But it's not native in the North Midlands, Central Wales, or Northeast or Northwest England, and it's certainly not native in Scotland. So interesting how that works out. Obviously, where I am in Somerset, it is plentiful and native. I will have a quick look at the. I won't bore you too much with this. I will get back to dwarfs soon, but I'll have a quick look at the. Recording map as well. Stinking Iris. There we go. So yeah, you can sort of see that it's more plentiful in the regions where it is native. You can see this big area around North Wales where it is plentiful, and of course in Somerset. I have a feeling this patch in Cambridge is just due to better recording, and not specifically that people in Cambridge really like Stinking Iris. As well as this, anytime you see suspiciously square looking lines on the distribution map, it means that somebody has decided to survey a certain area. Anyway, thank you T-Bago for the request. We shall now return to Dwarf. Well, certainly we'll go to 910,000 at least, and then we might switch over and try the monthly challenge again. I'm halfway through a monthly challenge that I started last stream. Never finished. Haven't really had time. Don't forget, there will be a test at the end of the year. There won't. There's not enough people interested in it to do a test, I don't think. Right, Dwarf Romantic. Dwarf Romantic. Right. We do be dwarfing. We do be at least slightly romantic. Contrary to appearances. Zibago says, I'm going to head out and I'm exhausted and quite the curiosity rate wherever my battery's low and it's getting dark. Yes, no problem, Tibago. Thanks for being here at all. I thought you might not be showing up tonight. So thank you, and hope everything is resolved soon and you're able to be back here with your usual enthusiasm. Hope your apartment is okay, and see you soon. Ibago says, just lucky this hotel has Wi-Fi. I should be around, but maybe not for the whole streams. Yes, no, as I say, I definitely appreciate that you were here at all. And yeah, hopefully you can be here at least a little bit for the other streams, but if not, I don't mind. You have done more than enough for my channel, Teabagger. Do not expect you to be here every time. This would complete complete 3 quests, but also fail 3 quests. Not sure if it's worth it or not. Hello, Deadly. Welcome. Hope you had a good week. The weekend is upon us. I am playing a little dwarf, as I so often do. I'm making good progress. Heading towards 1 million points. Thank you, Dudley, for redeeming your flower of the day, which is the scentless mayweed. Deadly says, have a great stream. Have some stuff to do before going to runs. Okay. And Deadly leaves as fast as he arrived. Thank you for the lurk. Hope you have a good time at Wren's later. Hello, Alice. Welcome, welcome. Hope you've had a good week. Thank you so much for redeeming a baked hawk's beard as your flower of the day. I do hope you are well. Let me do a shout out to Alice _sits. Cozy stream. She does also play Dwarf. It's nice to support my fellow dwarf enthusiast. but she does many other things, including art, which she is very good at, and is currently addicted to Cat Cafe Manager, or whatever it's called. Which I haven't played it myself, but it does look like the most awesomely cozy game, so I completely understand that. So do drop Alice a follow. You will not regret it. We are continuing on our dwarf quest. We are over 900,000 points now. The 1,000,000 point milestone is almost within sight. We will get there eventually. The piece doesn't go anywhere. Ah, there it goes. It's alright, we did it. This is awkward. I obviously want this quest to connect to my big field because I need 166 then rather than 1177. But I also don't want trees in the middle of my just field area. I'll do it here and then try and do the trees around it, I guess. There. So I can fill that piece in. Ah. I was thinking joining this up would solve these quests, but it actually won't because that's an exact size quest. So I need to leave this gap and put 4 more rail pieces in. Okay, we'll do that. Coming up to 910,000, which is, I think, is where I'll leave it for today on my big classic dwarf. We will then hop over to the monthly mode and see if we can finish one of those as well. Since this will be my last chance to compete on this month's monthly challenge. sure somewhere... Yeah, here we are. Ah, here's a nice final tile of the day to place. Isn't that a nice feeling? Also means we've overshot our target quite a bit. For anyone who missed it, here it is again. So nice. Okay, so we shall leave our dwarf at 910,000. We have moved up a couple of spots on the leaderboard. Also, our percentage has gone up. It's gone from 95.8 to 95.9. Our dwarf is very slightly more perfect. I know some people in the stream are interested in these figures. At least Harry is. So there they are. How many tiles it's going to take to get to 1 million. Certainly more than 11,000. Probably not as many as 12,000. So I guess about 11,500. We shall return to that next week. So this is where I got to on my monthly mode. As you can see, my high score is not particularly good this month. Only 183rd. So we'll see if we can beat it. The theme of this month's monthly challenge is that there are a large number of river and rail pieces, which are quite challenging to use effectively. We also have a fixed size map, so we can't build beyond this white line that's drawn around the edge. Let's see what we can make of this. Matt just said, "Did I miss you reaching 900,000?" Yes, you did. We got to 898900, and then we did a little celebration with Kolo's 89 emote. Then shortly after we got to 900,000, and we've just stopped for the day at 910,000. Don't worry. There will be more opportunities to celebrate, especially when we get to 1 million. That will be a big celebration, and I hope everybody is able to be here for that. I'm sure we'll make a clip of it or something for anyone who isn't. This is an awkward tile. Don't really know what I want to do with it. Maybe not even put it there at all, put it down here somewhere. Yeah, let's do that. Hello, Santo Toaster. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for redeeming a Brooklime as your flower of the day. We're actually not playing the classic mode Dorf right now. We are still working our way to 1,000,000 points in classic mode. However, we reached 910,000 today. We decided to have a break from that and come and do the monthly mode as a contrast. It's going pretty well. I've only done the monthly mode once so far this month, and I wasn't very good. 28,000. Not sure if I'm going to end up beating that or not. I'm only at 17,000 right now, and it's not looking good. But maybe we can improve on our previous score. We'll have to see. Uh, 910,000 is a big number. It certainly is. There we are. That's our classic mode Dorf there. I won't load it just at the moment. My plan is by the end of next month, so by the start of May, I won't be doing Friday streams anymore because I will be doing botany fieldwork. And that will be the pattern every summer. I'll do Friday streams in the winter but not the summer. So my goal is to try and get to 1,000,000 points in Dorf before I stop doing Friday streams for the year. And then I won't have a replacement for Dorf. I'll just pick it back up again in the winter. And I do Friday streams again. So that leaves us with another 4 streams after this one to get just under 100,000 points, so I think that's doable. I wanted at this point in the game. Only one square I can put this in, and only one possible orientation for it, so this placement is forced, which is unfortunate because I don't want to put it there. There we go. Another unfortunate forced placement. It's going to be close here to whether we beat our high score or not. There's still another 2,500 to go, so we might not make it. Definitely going to be close to our previous high score. Where can I even put this tile? Oh, here. Right, yeah, we're not solving that quest. Oh, okay, we have currently tied with our score, so I think we are going to beat it, but only just. So we're not going to move far up the leaderboard, but at least we improved. That's something. game is now having to skip tiles because we can't place them anymore. Hello, Skanana. Thank you for redeeming a Lesser Celandine as your flower of the day. We were grinding our way towards 1,000,000 points in Dwarf Classic mode. We've taken a break from that after we reached 910,000 points. We're just playing a little bit of the monthly challenge. We're not doing very well. We have beaten our previous high score at least. So we'll see if that's done any good for us. I'm a bit worried we're going to lose here without filling in this last piece because we need a water train station. That's the only piece that will fit here. So let's see if the game decides to give us one or if we just lose. Nope, we just lost. Okay, so we scored 31,240. So the good news is we've broken 30,000. The bad news is we are still only 68th on the leaderboard. The high scores are, well, most of the high scores are sort of mid 30,000s. There's a couple of outliers at the top here with suspiciously 8,000 more than anyone else, but our good friend Luke Ainsworth, who was actually in the stream earlier, in third place there with 36,000. But yes, Emma is quite a way back. It looks like lots of people got 32, 33, 34,000, and I am stuck on 31,240. There we are. Well, I mean, the one saving grace is maybe somebody else will beat my score before the end of the month, and then we can finish in 69th place, which will be nice. Yeah, just to recap for Skanana, who wasn't here. We played Classic Mode for most of the stream. We are now at 910,000 points on our Classic Mode Dwarf. At the start of May, I will be discontinuing my Friday streams in order to focus on fieldwork on those days, which means I'm hoping to get to 1,000,000 before the end of next month, which gives us 4 more streams. So we have to average 22,500 points per stream, which I'm sure we can do. I'm not going to try this month's monthly mode again. I didn't particularly enjoy it. However, next week will be a new month and a new challenge, so we'll definitely see what that is. We do have 20 minutes-ish left before I would normally end the stream. However, I don't really have anything else planned, so I think we're probably going to end it there. But yeah, just to show Skanana, here is my big dwarf, now at 910,000 points. Dwarf leaderboards be like that. Well, not quite like that. It's not quite as bad as that. I don't think you actually saw it because it brings up the Steam overlay, which you can't see unless I go like this. But yeah, there's Luke on 36,000. But yeah, the top two are like 44,000. So I'm not sure where this gap is quite so big, because it seems like there's a lot of people with 34, 35, 36, and then suddenly this. But yeah, Emma is only in 68th place. Oh my god, is that even a dwarf at this point? Well, yes, I suppose you could argue it's more of a Stadtromantik than a Dorfromantik. Dorf is German for village. It is a bit big to be a village, I agree. But yeah, I think we will leave it there for today. So thank you, everybody. Thank you in particular to Tibago for being here despite the problems he's been having, and for doing all the redeems. Thank you to Luke for the 34 bits. Thank you to quite a few people actually followed during the week. Savvy, X-Ray Specs, perhaps. Odin Orta, who followed literally 1 minute before the stream. Also Breaking Bertha. Matcha, is that you? I don't know why I think that's you, Matcha, but I think that's you for some reason. Anyway, we are going to look for a raid now. Let's see who is on. If anybody has any suggestions for a raid target, then I would love to hear them. You Bertha? I'm not Bertha. I'm Emma. I was wondering if you were Bertha. Okay, let's see who is on and what they are playing. Okay, I'm going to be a nerd and consult my spreadsheet of raids where I keep track of how often I've raided different channels. Emma and Bertha rhyme. Well, if you're counting that as a rhyme, then Matcha Catcher also rhymes, so does Skanana. So it could be anyone. Sorry about this, I'm just trying to come up with a stream target. We could actually head over to Nespa or Luke. Oh no, actually Luke is doing Dorf, so that's sort of on brand right now. We will head over to Luke Ainsworth, who I just showed you was in 3rd place on this month's monthly challenge, but is also a very good Dorf player in general. Probably the best streamer, if not the best person at the game. They have the current high score in hard mode, which is the real challenge of this game. So let's do that. Let's raid Luke Ainsworth. This channel is intended for mature audiences. So if you would like to spam a raid message in chat, then you can use this one, unless you're not subscribed, in which case really you can just type Gertrude Raid followed by your own emotes of choice, but here's one with some fancy dancing dinosaurs you can copy. Hello Liari! I did see you drop in earlier to collect your flower of the day, but welcome back, and sorry about the timing. Yes, we're just about to head out now. But don't worry, our raid target Luke Ainsworth is playing Dorfromantik as well. So if you are a Dorf enthusiast, there is more Dorf to come. I will be back tomorrow with Infinifactory. We are on the last world of the campaign. There's just about 5 more levels to go, but they are 5 of the hardest levels. And I'll be back on Sunday with the next instalment of Cosmic Express, also getting very hard at this point. I think there's 2 more worlds to go on that one. And of course, same time, same place next week with the next part of Dorfromantik. Thank you all very much for watching. and bye for now.